Hi, I'm Mark Tonelli. Welcome to another FJH Everybody's Jazz Guitar Method video lesson. And here's our book here, Everybody's Jazz Guitar Method 1. On page 8 you'll see 3 examples at the bottom as we discuss playing a swing feel. Now a swing feel is a little different than playing a regular straight feel. And what I mean by that is that the eighth notes primarily are the type of note that gets a different feel. So regular eighth notes get a 50-50 split, and that sounds like this. And right there I played the first 2 measures of example 1, where it says straight eighths. Swing eighths divide the eighth notes 2/3, 1/3. So it's a long eighth note and followed by a short eighth note. And that sounds like this. So again, notice the difference. Long, short, as opposed to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. With swing it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Also, if you look at the example, in the first 2 measures you'll see this accent mark underneath all of the eighth notes that fall on the numbers, the 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the accent mark tells you to accent or emphasize that particular note. So listen again to straight eighths with the accent mark. Swing eighths, the accent falls on the upbeats, or the notes that fall on the ands of the beats. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Listen for that. And it's not only accenting the notes that fall on the upbeats, but it's also de-accenting or de-emphasizing the notes that fall on the downbeats. So listen again. So with that in mind, let's take a look at page 50, which is called Improvisation Study with Arpeggios, Extensions, and Triplets. And we're going to count from the bottom 2 staff systems. So we're looking at this example right here toward the bottom of the page. The chords are D minor 7, G7, C major 7, which is a 2-5-1 chord progression in the key of C. And so there's an eighth note line, a swing eighth note line, really a bebop line, over this chord progression. Let me play it for you. Now, there's a couple of things you want to be aware of when you're playing a single note eighth line like this one. One thing that makes it sound really good and really clear is that you're not allowing notes to ring into each other. You're not allowing more than one note to ring at a time. So think of yourself as a saxophone or a trumpet player, and instruments that are not capable of playing more than one note at a time. So for example, the very first 2 notes of this line, F to C sharp, and I'm playing here in 5th position, by the way, where my second finger is playing the note F on the 6th fret, 2nd string, then right to C sharp, 6th fret, 3rd string. So I'm using my second finger to play both of those notes. Now what can happen when you're using the same finger for both notes is you're kind of barring the notes. barring those two strings, second and third strings. If you're not careful, you get this. both notes ringing at the same time. You don't really want that. You want both notes to ring independently of each other. So no ringing at the same time. In order to do that, you use what's called a finger roll. So you are kind of barring those two strings, but you're rolling your finger off the second string onto the third string so that the second string doesn't continue ringing while you're playing the note on the third string. So that sounds like this. And just notice how I'm rolling my finger. I'm not letting it stay, I'm not barring it. Right? That's both notes ringing, but I'm rolling it. Now that same thing happens again just a few notes later. D, 7th fret, 3rd string, to A, 7th fret, 4th string. And again, I'm rolling my finger, not allowing it to bar, which would make both notes ring at the same time, but I'm rolling it. And you get a nice, crisp, clear sound on each note. Now, at the beginning of the second measure, the note B, 4th fret, 3rd string, moves you back 1 fret to the 4th fret. So for the whole first measure, you're playing in 5th position, and you don't have to stretch, but on this second measure, the B, you're jumping back. And then you're jumping back into 5th position by playing D, 7th fret, 3rd string. So you want that to be real clean. So in essence, your left hand fingers are just going to have to compensate just a little bit and move just a little bit faster to get you in and out of 5th position. So be aware of that. And then again, the A flat, 4th fret, 1st string takes you back to really back to kind of 4th position, and then back again. The F on the 6th fret, 2nd string, brings you back into 5th position. So you have this kind of like going in and out of 4th and 5th position. And then one final time jumping out of 5th into 4th, the last two notes, 4th fret, 3rd string B, up to 5th fret, 3rd string. So we put the whole line together, we get this. So finally, what I wanted to say is be really picky, no pun intended, about your sound. Don't settle for mediocrity. If you're practicing a particular passage or line, really try to get it to sound great. That might mean playing it 5 times or 50 times. There's really no magic number, but you don't want to allow little errors to creep into your playing and sort of let them slide, because that will create a habit or a pattern of allowing mistakes into your practicing, which will then transfer into your performing. So your practicing should really simulate a performance environment as much as possible. And of course it's going to happen. You're going to get errors, but correct them right on the spot, and then try to figure out what's happening with these errors. So for example, in this line, if we look at the last two notes right here, and you're listening to it, and you keep hearing this little slide. What is that? Look at it. Maybe try to analyze what's happening in your playing. Oh, okay, I'm allowing it to slide, allowing my finger to slide and not cleanly move from fret to fret. It's those little kinds of details that really can make a big difference in your sound and in your playing, and help you to truly get a great sound out of guitar.